Hey everyone, welcome to Chess Master Strategy. Today's game was just played on the 12th September 2024. This is the 45th Chess Olympiad Round 2. White side, the 21 years old Icelandic Grandmaster Vignir Stefansson. Black side, 18 years old Indian Grandmaster Gukesh, the youngest to reach a rating of 2750 and the youngest contender to compete for the title of World Chess Champion this November to December in Singapore with the defending world champion Chinese Grandmaster Vignir. The time control for all game is 90 minutes for the first 40 moves, and today's game was exact 40 moves before White resigned. This is a very complex match with a lot of slow maneuvers during the middle game. Both sides played very well and balanced until the 35th move Stefansson made a blunder Queen e2. We will focus on some of the technical calculations and more importantly, how Gukesh started to dominate the position after his 25th move with a5 pawn sacrifice. This game started with d4, knight f6, c4, e6, and knight f3 is played. This is an Indian game, East Indian, anti-Nimozo Indian variation. h6, preventing the bishop from entering to g5 square. g3, prepare for the bishop to go to g2. Bishop check, bishop d2, bishop retreat to e7, and bishop goes to g2, trying to control this diagonal. Castle, castle, b5, challenging c4, queen moving to c2. And now c6 is played. If you take this one, the problem is queen take this one back. And if you moving up the c6, rook can get to here. Potentially with support for the bishop and knight, queen can dominate this rank, and with possible some sacrifice, maybe the king side for the black will be in trouble. And in the actual game, c6 is played. Rook is to d1, and knight b7. Now bishop f4, trying to control b8. And now a5 is played, opening up the queen side pawn. Don't play knight to here. If you think you can have 2 versus 1 position, White can easily tackle this issue. Knight 2 versus 1 position. And what are you going to do with this knight if the pawn make advance? The problem is you can't get to here, you can't get to here, otherwise knight take that one, pawn take that one. You're going to lose the pawn. Or maybe you can jump in that one, but not good structure, and knight has to retreat back. You're gonna lose the tempo. And in that actual game, a5 is played. White could also play the same, and in the actual game, he played as knight c3. Not too bad. The problem is for this c4 pawn, it becomes undefended for now. bc, and knight gets to d2 to try to retake the c4. And now Gukesh is challenging bishop and knight at the same time by moving knight to d5. If you take the knight, I'll take that one, like it's in better of position. So White has to take the pawn first, and knight take the bishop. gf is played. Look at this position. White doesn't have bishop pair, and he has damaged the pawn structure for the king side. He has more active pieces. On the other hand, Black has bishop pair, but he doesn't have his position is a little bit passive. Knight f6. Knight could play this one, doing some exchanging here, and the actual game played as knight e5 in the outpost. Not too bad. Bishop is to d7, leaving the room for the rook c8, and rook now can go to here. Probably can move into this g file, and in the actual game he played a more powerful one, which is e3, opening this square for the queen to here and bishop to here, targeting the h5 square. Bishop now retreat to e7, also aiming for h5, and once the knight gets away or pawn jumping away, and the bishop can targeting this square, and also aiming for this diagonal as well, king h1. So think about this position. In the actual game, I can tell you Gukesh played as king h8, which is very accurate position. But can you really play the knight to here, try to kick the knight away and moving the pawn making this bishop has this diagonal under control. The problem is you can see this structure, knight aiming for this pawn, bishop aiming for this pawn, even you have this pawn protected. If you move the knight to here, you need to be really careful because this bishop take that one. What are you going to do? You have to use a knight to take that one back. And the bishop take that one, and you're going to use the queen to take that one, and you're going to lose the pawn. Not really good, right? On the other hand, if you're moving the knight to here, bishop take that one, you think you can take that one, and knight won't take that one. Knight will take this one, threatening the queen. And I go here, I'll take another one and check. So you can see this is very bad response. And in the actual game, Gukesh, of course, played very accurately by moving the king to h8. But be careful about this kind of complex structure and require high accuracy calculation. Rook is to g1, prepare to the battle on the g file. Rook is to c8, trying to moving forward his c pawn. As a counterattack, rook d1 is played. If there's going to be some exchange in these two pawns, the king or the queen will be under exposure. Bishop is to e6. Otherwise, he could also play queen moving to c7, and bishop is to e6. Bishop f5, prepare to control h5. Now queen moving to e7. Stay away from the attack for the rook. So rook can moving to here, doubling the rook in this file, and in actual game he played knight to the queen side, a4, challenging c8. Rook is to c7, and knight retreat to e3. Also, he could play knight c5, which is also good. Knight e3. Now queen moving back to e7. So in this kind of slow maneuver, as long as you don't make a mistake, you are okay to walk around. For example, if you move the knight to here, the problem is I can make the pawn advance. What are you going to do? Knight cannot retreat back. And if you put to here, for example, I do counterattack, knight gets to here, you're going to have doubling pawn. That's going to be a problem. So instead of making some moves, try to walk around. Just try to walk around. Rook is to c1, knight is to e5 in the center now, questioning e4. e3 is answered. Now, the turning point is coming. Gukesh played as f6. So opening up this diagonal for the bishop and support the pawn advance to g5. And on the other hand, white also preparing for attacking h5 square. Rook is aiming for g7 square. Now the entire process is shifting to the king side. Queen now is questioning for a5, g5, queen takes on1, bishop, g6 is played. Not sure if Gukesh really foresee the compensation he could get from sacrificing the a5 pawn. At the real match, his face looks very calm. And Stefansson didn't use the rook to protect the knight because he understands otherwise this file will be weakening. So he made correct response. Queen back to d2. Now queen moving to here, trying to targeting the h5. You can see step by step. This position is well balanced. This bishop is in critical square, preventing this threat and also this threat. If this bishop in here, let's assume this bishop goes to here as a next move, and bishop can do check. If you jumping up the pawn, I'll take this one, take this one. Look at this structure. This structure is tricky. This pawn under these two attack. Yes, and knight, if knight attack that one, queen attack that one, but that's not that simple. Because first I can jump my pawn. If he gets to here, and queen can follow up, having this one. If you move the bishop to here, the problem I'll see is this diagonal and this line is going to be a critical. Knight take down first, I'll do checkmate and gaining the queen. That's going to be a very critical structure. So this kind of battle require very, very high accurate calculation. And in the actual game, knight played as c5, questioning b7. Don't play this move. Otherwise, knight gets to here. If you want to protect the bishop, knight take that one, queen take that one back, pawn at once. Knight retreat, queen moving to here, rook gets to here. White is in better of position. And in the actual game, Gukesh played very calmly, executing his original plan, rook d7, prepare for the attack in g-file, leaving the room for the bishop to b8, in case knight gets to here, but still control this diagonal, also targeting these two pieces with his own two pieces. Now queen moving to here, the battle is coming, rook gets to here, preparation to this file. Now rook is to here, now bishop retreat, queen is to d2. The problem for Stefansson is he's trying to wait and doing some passive move for his queen. He doesn't have clear clue where to locate his queen. That's the problem. Now bishop retreat to h7, another step. Still control this diagonal, open up the attacking line for the two rocks. Queen b1 and pawn at once. Best move is knight gets to the center, but in the actual game he played as knight b3. Now pawn at once. This is very critical because now the queen can move into here and this pawn can move into here. So his plan is moving the queen to here, so pawn at once. And this is very, very good calculation because can you really take this pawn? That's the problem. Queen is responsible for the bishop for this square along with the rook, and the queen alone to responsible for knight safety. If so, in this situation, if you take that one 2 versus 2 position, but how about this one? If I attack this one, queen take this one, that's going to be 2 versus 1 position. You're going to lose the bishop. So be really careful about this kind of technical calculation. And in the actual game, Stefansson played very beautifully, retreat his bishop to g2. Best move in here is jumping up h5 pawn, but Gukesh played as queen h5, putting pressure on the king side. The problem is this pawn is pinned by the queen. Okay, and the best move for the white side is knight gets to c1, but in actual game he played as a blunder d2. This actually gives the opportunity for black pawn to make an advance, threatening a checkmate. I had to take that one, and rook can simply take it on because this one's pinned. That's the problem. See, this kind of situation, try to moving towards and to the king side, and also trying to put pressure and wait for your opponent to make mistake. Queen can move into here, try to kick the queen away. In the actual game, he played as e4, and rook is to here. Next move threatening the checkmate. Queen moving to here. If you move the rook, I'll take the queen. You take the queen back. At least I still got the opportunity. Knight is to here. Knight take that one. Bishop take that one. Bishop f3. That's the last move for the white side. And for the black side, think about it. If you simply move the rook to here, the problem is I can take this one. And if you take this one, I won't take that one for now. I move to here. Taking the queen, I take the queen. That's going to be 2 rocks versus 1 queen position. I'm still in the game. And so in the actual game, Gukesh played very beautifully as rook takes the bishop. That's the last move for the game before white resign. Because if you keep going, knight gets to d2, bishop take that one. What are you going to do? You have to take that one, and rook moved to here because I have this attacking line as well. And you're going to lose the queen. That's the game for today. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.